Hey, hello everybody, it's Pip here from Queen Pip Cards and the Card Making Know-How Membership Academy. Welcome, hello everybody, I hope you're all well. Hi Margaret, hi Jane, lovely to see you on here already today. Right, so it's July, so today we're going to talk about Christmas in July. We've got some new products releasing tomorrow, so I wanted to just share those with you. And also I know there's loads of people out there who do Christmas in July, so I just wanted to focus a little bit on Christmas just for a bit. I know for a lot of you it's too early to talk about Christmas, and it's probably not something that you're even thinking about as we get all the sunshine going at the moment. But I also know that for some of you, you've already probably done all your cards and you're ready to go and you're off. But I wanted to talk to you about these new products because they're gorgeous, and also because I'm hosting a class in July for Christmas in July. And so I was going to share a little sneak peek of one of the cards that we're talking about. This is one of them, and I'm going to make something similar today, show you how to make a beautiful Christmas card using the gorgeous products that are in this suite. So it's not really a how-to as opposed to a what you can do with some products if you get something like this. You might already have something like this in your stash. You may already have Christmas cards, projects, stamps, inks, papers, ribbons, all those kind of things. So if you have, maybe I'll give you some ideas of how you could use them just by focusing on these particular products that I'm talking about. If you want to purchase these, you can buy them tomorrow. Hello Ange, hello Rose, hello Sue, hi Melly. They come out tomorrow and they're called the Golden Greenery Suite Collection. There's two bundles, so there's the bundle that's got all of the pretty images in, and these are bells, just in case you were wondering. They look a little bit like salt and pepper shakers to me as well, but they are bells. And then there's also Greetings of the Season, which is a fantastic set, which it covers everything, literally everything. So we've got those two as the stamp sets that are included. And then we have some gorgeous, gorgeous papers. So I've kept them inside. I haven't opened them yet, just so that because I wanted to keep them clean because they are such gorgeous papers. So this one is this. It's gold foiled with stars all over it. It's beautiful. This one is gold foiled with these beautiful imagery all over it of leaves and pine needles. It's beautiful. Hi Lynn, hi Trisha. This one's got, there we go. This one's got those lovely bells on. You see those? And also some more beautiful greenery. You can see how it got the name green and gold. This one's more gold with, again, some foiling on all over it, which is lovely. And also kind of like a wish-wash pattern in the background of creamy colour, which is nice. More of that beautiful imagery. These ones can be die cut using the dies that go with the stamps. So everything on this sheet can be cut out, which is amazing. And then this one is beautiful with just those added glints of gold on the pine cone, pine needles, and also just a little bit on the rest of the images as well. And then if you turn them over, this is the more plain side. So we've got mistletoe, and then this sort of distressed look, which I really like. Really nice. We've got a lovely gingham. Gingham's very nice for Christmas. I do like that. Hi, Jackie. This one's got more of that greenery pattern, but green on green. This one's just sort of stripy lines, but again, not quite uniform, a little bit sort of rusticy looking. And then this one is dots. Green, well, they're dots. Could be squares, but I think they're dots. Makes your eyes go funny to look at it. Dots on a cream and white background. And it is a mixture of cream and white throughout. So that is the most gorgeous paper, isn't it? Just beautiful. Just beautiful. So lush. And then, as if that wasn't enough, we've also got 3 beautiful vellums. And you know I love vellum. Sadly, we don't sell vellum, like plain vellum anymore, but they've come of absolute genius with this one. So this is, again, those gorgeous mistletoe, and I think this is eucalyptus and all the little white berries in between as well. Everything again on this sheet can also be die cut out using the dies in the bundle. And then this one has got those beautiful pine cones, again some with snow on, and again all of these can be die cut out with the dies from the bundle, or you can use them as they are. And then you've got this beautiful white vellum, which is again that rusticy sort of distressed look to it, but it is vellum, so you can see through it. So if you lay one over the top, you can see it through there, but it's obviously a little bit more mottled. So those are the papers that you get, and then you get some berries. Always love a bit of bling. Got to enjoy the bling. Hi Jackie. Did I say hello to Jackie? I can't remember. So these are little berries. Some of them are in little clusters of 3, and then some of them are individuals. You can see how many I've used as I've been designing. And then finally, she says, if she can find it. Where is it? Oh, I've lost it. No, there it is. Hidden away. Gone to the back of the thing. There's this beautiful, beautiful ribbon. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful satin vanilla ribbon. So we're going to have a look at that today. We're going to have a look at how we can use a big, thick ribbon like this, because it is it's quite thick. It is a big ribbon, and for card making, most people might think it's too thick. But you know, I love a ribbon and I love a bow. So we're going to get started. I've got my card bases here. I've got 3. We'll see how many we get through. You know me, once I get started, especially on Christmas, I like to get carried away. I'm going to start off with a cherry cobbler base, because cherry cobbler always speaks to me of Christmas. And I'm using my, oops, she says, throwing things on the floor already. That's a good start, isn't it, eh? I've already die cut some stuff out. So I'm going to have that to one side. And I'm using the elements that I have cut to pieces to start off with already, because I left half so that I could show you, and then I've been designing with the other half. And I love a pattern that's really bold, like this one. I'm going to go for a landscape card in this case. And I'm going to come down to this 3rd layer, and I'm going to put a 2nd layer on it, I think. So we'll take that off. So this is the one that's got the eucalyptus and the mistletoe, but everything's highlighted in gold. So it's all green, and just with some very small white highlights and quite a lot of gold highlights. And then I've got some card bases. Now the colours in this are golden green. Is this a? There we go. Yes, golden green, old olive. What's the other one? Mossy meadow, and pecan pie. Those are the colours. But of course you don't have to stick with those colours if you don't want to, because you know that this will go with all kinds of colours very nicely. So I'm pulling out here a garden green base layer, which this will then layer on top of. So it's a landscape card, and we've got the beautiful papers here, like so, on top of that garden green layer, and then that will go on top of my cherry cobbler, and that just adds a little bit more like boom to it. Oh, Jackie says she'd cut it down the middle, the ribbon, and embrace the frayed edges. Yes, you could do that as well. You can always chop it in half if you want to. You can pull it apart and fray it. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. But I want to show you how, if you're a bit scared of doing that, if you want to just use it as it is, you can do that too. So we'll take the card, and I'm going to glue the top layer. Now, because it's got a lot of gold in it, I do like using my seal rather than my wet glue, just in case. I mean, it shouldn't do on something like this. It's not like it's a solid gold foil sheet. I just get used to using it with this. Just because sometimes the glue can show through on the foiling pieces. It won't show through on this size. I can use glue perfectly okay on this, but I just get used to it. Okay, so now I've put that on my garden green layer, and I'm going to add some ribbon. So I'm going to use my seal to just put glue top and bottom on the right hand side. Most people put it on the left. I like to be a little different. You know me, always a little different. I like to put it where people don't expect it to be necessarily. So we're going to attach the ribbon to the back on that glue part there, and then roll it down the front and then glue it around the back again. So the only glue that's on this ribbon is at the back because it's satin, and if you use a wet glue with any satin ribbon, oh, it goes horrible. It's really horrible. Oh, who else we got? Deborah's here. Hello. And Meredith has joined us. How nice to see you. And Elaine. Hello. Oh, and Donna. Hello, Donna. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that explanation. Okay, so now we've got this vanilla piece of beautiful satin ribbon. And this ribbon's about 1 inch wide, I think. Maybe 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch, which is 2 centimetres wide. So it's a nice wide ribbon. So that's down on the right hand side, just about the same width in from the edge. That gives it a nice border as such. Hello, Anne. Oh, we've got loads of Aussies on today. Hello, it's lovely to see you here. Very nice. I must have picked a good time for you guys today for some reason. Okay, and I'm going to attach this now straight to the card, and this time I am using wet glue. So this is going to be my garden green layer going on top of my cherry cobbler card base. And I mean, straight away it looks lush just because of the ribbon and because of that gold that's in the papers. So if you've got anything that's got a gold in it, vanilla looks really nice with it, always. Okay, I always think if you've got silver, then you need something blue or white. But if you've got something that is gold, you can use white, but vanilla looks really nice with it too. So that's that part of it, and then we can do some various things. One of the beautiful things about this set is that the labels that come with the words are fantastic dies. So let me just show you these. We have some, in fact, let me just show you the dies for both of them. So let's start off with the stuff that cuts things out for the stamps, for the greenery. So we've got all of these. So they cut out the mistletoe, they cut out the eucalyptus, the pine needles, the 2 bells, some berries, and some extra circly bits there. And then you get this additional set, which just die cuts out these beautiful, beautiful shapes. So a spray of mistletoe, 2 different sizes of pine needles, and this beautiful eucalyptus spray here as well. So you can use that with paper, you can use it with cardstock, vellum, anything you want. It doesn't cut out specific shapes as images, but it just cuts out gorgeous pieces and elements. And then the other set of dies that comes with this is called Greetings of the Season, same as the stamp set. And this one cuts out the most fantastic tags. So every single one of these is a tag, and I can see I've left a few bits in here when I was tidying up yesterday. Just get rid of those, pop those out. So each one has this little hole at the top in all the different shapes, and there are so many different shapes. Long banners, you know, beautiful oval, like a lozenge shape. This one that looks like a long banner with a circle in the middle kind of thing, and then a proper tag shape, as I call it. Then we've got this one that I'm using right now, which is a I don't know what the shape is called. I'm not very good with shapes, I have to say. So it's like a rectangle, but both of the so you've got the long edges, which are rectangular, like a normal rectangle, but then rather than the short edges being straight, they both form a point. And they're all stitched as well, so they all form a stitching shape, a die rather, a stitching edge. Then this one's like a normal rectangle, but with some little posh Art Deco-y corners. And this one is like a lozenge shape, but with little Art Deco framey bits and 2 straight edges and 2 round edges. So they're just lovely. Just really gorgeous. So you can do a lot with those dies when you are creating your cards, both for the labels and also to make your own tags, which is great. So that's that. And then what I've got is this one here. That is the like rectangle with the two pointy ends. And I'm going to use this for my sentiment. And I'm going to build my own sentiment, because that's the other great thing about this greetings of the season. You can just build everything up. So I like wishing you a, so I've got that, wishing you a, and then we can do the words happy. In fact, let's do the words happy. I've got the words out here. Like a swirly happy, and then Christmas in the straight font. So we've got some like Arial fonts. I don't think it's actually Arial, but it looks like that. And then a swirly happy in the middle. So this way you can build it up and you can have multiple colours. So we can start off with the golden green to match the back. And we're going to stamp wishing you a. So I've got the hole towards the right hand side, because that's where we're going to be attaching it to that ribbon, and we are going to stamp, and I'm going to hope I'm straight. I think I am. Wishing you a, like so. Is it straight? Okay, it's up a little bit. Never mind, I can cope with that. It's because I'm at an angle. Then we'll do a happy, and that's nice and bouncy, so it doesn't matter. And then we'll go back and we'll do another green for the Christmas. And that can come down under here. So now we have wishing you a happy Christmas. Probably could have done with going up just a smidge, but that's okay. You get the drift. Wishing you a happy Christmas like that. And then if we want to, we can just add a couple of little extra twiddly bits. So I call them twiddly bits. I'm just going to add some of the pine needles to this in the other one of the other greens. I'm just finding myself a reasonably clean piece of grid paper. So I'm just touching the old olive ink onto the ends of the pine needles. I don't need the whole lot. And then I'll come down with this one like so. I'm going to miss half of this off. So I'm going to go back in with, let's see, let's go back in with these here, like so. How do I want that? Like this one here. Let's do that. There we go. So now we've got some pine needles coming in from the right hand side, and then we'll do exactly the same on the left hand side. This one can go like that, and then we'll do this little one again to come across here in the middle, like so. There we go. So now we have just some pine needles coming in from either side on the label, wishing you a happy Christmas in the middle. Hi Julie. Oh look, oh, we've got loads of people. Julie, Jeanette's on as well. Hello. Oh. You've got a note, says Jeanette. Okay, she's got a note for being late. Fair enough. So now we have our lovely label, which we can now place in our card. And we don't really need to have massively more than that. I'm bringing the label down so it's more central to the card, but in the bottom third. And I'm going to attach that there, and then we're going to pop a bow on here. Because, you know, I love a bow. So let's get some dimensionals. Now we want to make sure we've got no soggy middles, so we'll make sure that these dimensionals are on here nicely. It's quite a large label, this. You know, it's a proper tag size if you're going to make tags with them. So you don't have to worry about a bit of a wussy tag for your presents. You can make them very luxurious. And in fact, we will be making some tags as well as oodles of cards in my Christmas in July class. Okay, so we'll pop that down here. Now this is the time, if you want to, you could decide to add a bit of extra on the back. I might just add a little bit of, let's see how the vellum looks on here. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. See, this is quite a busy, because it's quite a busy pattern. The individual cutouts of vellum don't work so well. However, we could, if I can find my vellum, could just add a little piece behind. So rather than a whole, oh, that looks quite nice. Yeah, I quite like that. So rather than a whole piece of, like a die cut piece of vellum behind, I'm going to take this piece, make it just a bit longer than the die cut itself, which you can just eyeball on your trimmer. Okay. And then maybe not quite so wide, maybe just a little wider. Okay. Maybe just like that. And this will just frame that label. And you can either tuck it underneath the ribbon or you can put it on top of the ribbon. I think I'm going to tuck mine underneath, which is good because then it gives me somewhere to adhere that to. But actually, we're going to stick a huge banner over it, so it's going to be easy to glue this down. We'll just use some seal all the way across the middle because that's all going to be hidden by the banner itself. And we'll tuck that underneath here. And we'll kind of make sure it's just ticking over, just literally poking out from this vellum, not the vellum, just poking out from the ribbon on the right hand side. And then, there we go, on that's more over to the centre of the card. And we will add this, and this will help to hold that ribbon in place as we put the label on top too. There we go, like so. Nice. And then I'm going to tie a bow. Now it will be a large bow and it may, you know, stick up a little bit. You might have to pay for a bit of extra postage. If you don't want it to stick up too much, then you can leave it quite loose, because then if you leave it looser, it forms less of a knot and it means it can squish in the post. So if you want it to be a little looser, you can do that. And then so do a little flatten down a bit, but it will still probably be a large letter, I'm going to be honest. I want it a little tighter than that, but not massive. Okay, and then to make sure that this is glued, you can either go this side if you prefer that, with the labels that way, or this way. I prefer mine this way. So just however you fancy your bow to go. Then we're going to get some snips. I'm going to fold the ribbon in half and we're going to cut from the centre fold out towards the edges, like so, on the diagonal. And that creates that lovely little nicked end to your bow, to your ribbon. Same on this side. So again, fold it in half, chop it from the centre out diagonally to the edges. There we go. And now I'm going to show you my trick, how to make sure that this sticks nicely. I get my glue dot and my pokey tool and I shove it inside the bow and pull it off. And what that does is it just helps to just attach that loop there, and then you do the same on the other side, and that attaches the one on the other loop. So we shove it inside there, and it helps to get those in the right position as well. Okay, so now it's not going anywhere. That can't undo, which is always handy when you've got a satin ribbon. Okay, because satin is so shiny, it does tend to, leak and eke out. And then we will position that there. Okay. Excellent. I'm just pulling them tight because this pulls the bow tight against those glue dots. Excellent. And then we'll use glue dots on the back of this to hold this in place. Where have they gone? There they go. So glue dot on the back, a couple of glue dots because it's a big bow and we don't want it to go walkabout anywhere. To make sure, and also we want to make sure it's as flat as possible. Pull my fingers off and we'll position that just there. Now, if that's, it's done what I thought it has done. It's positioned itself right over the top of the ribbon, which is, lovely, but now it's also not attached to the card, so we'll just whiz underneath and pop another glue dot in there to hold that in place. Okay, and now I think this one is slightly longer, so I want to cut this one down a bit. So I'm going to go back in, fold it again, and cut it again. Just make sure that the fold is correct. Okay, so you don't have to be left with the size that has come up. You can go and trim it off if you want to. That looks a little better. There we go. There we go. So that's our first. Oh no, we need bling. Bling. Never let me forget the bling. So let's do some bling. Oh, get rid of all those beautiful but not needed pieces of ribbon. I've lost my bling. Where's my bling gone? It's under here somewhere. Here it is. And so this bow doesn't quite attach over the hole in the label, which is fine. It doesn't have to, but you can also hide the hole, whoops, with some berries. You can just position those at the edge, hide the hole, and now you've got some bling and a hidden hole at the same time. Just marvellous. We'll stick one on there. We'll add one just underneath. Oh, that's too much. There we go. So now we've added this lovely satin bow, which is squishy, so it will still go through the post, on the right hand side of the label. So that's just looks like it's tying the label to the card, even though it actually isn't. And then we've got the little berries scattered around, and then this vellum underneath, just so that you can lift the label from the card. There we go. Meredith says she loves the pine needles on the label. Thank you. Just it looked a bit plain otherwise, to be honest. And you don't want a plain Christmas card. It's nothing worse, I feel, unless you're going for a. Sorry, I just needed to hoover those up. Unless you're going for a very classic white on white, clean and simple design, then sometimes leaving a big blank label is too much. So that's the first one. Now, what can we do next? Next, we will do let's go for a white base. This will be quite dramatic, this one. And so this is a white base, going to be a portrait card, this one. We've got a cherry cobbler layer, which will fit nicely on top of that. And then let's choose some slightly less glitzy, but not zizzy papers. So what have we got here? Let's go with, we've either got that one, which is a plain, or we've got this one, which is plain. Let's see. Yeah, I think this one actually. I don't think I've used that one yet. Let's do that. So this is the old olive with mossy meadow. Sort of, it's almost in reverse. So the mossy meadow is actually the background colour, and the old olive is the colour of all the leaves and everything. But there's so many of them, it looks like the other way. Ah, good. You're enjoying the tips with the glue dots. Yes. Glue dots are your friend when you're using ribbon for sure. Okay, so we'll go this again. This is a second layer sizing. Thank you. I'm glad you like the card. Yes, it's a lovely card. I have to say so, even though I say so myself. I have thoroughly enjoyed designing this one. Sometimes Christmas in July can be a little bit tricky, depending on whether you're feeling it or not. But boy, these things made it so easy to design with. They're beautiful products. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use the ribbon again because I, love a bit of ribbon. And I know this is vanilla and it's a white card base, but don't panic. It's okay to use them together. All right, I promise you, you're allowed to. And what I want to do here is I'm going to have quite a small label actually that's going to sit here. And I just want the sprays to do the work, the images from the pattern papers. So we will glue this one down. And again, this is the beautiful gold foiling that we're covering up, which I know it can feel such a wrench to cover up the gold, but sometimes it's got to be done because both sides are beautiful. That's why they give us two sides. So there we go. Now we'll put the ribbon, as I said, sort of down the bottom third of the card. So it's down, portrait cards down the bottom, doing exactly the same as we did before, just really sticking it from the back round the front and then attaching it to the back again. And I see lots of people who use ribbon like this, satin and everything, and they put double-sided tape across the front, and it just leads to like this gluey mark on the front of your ribbon, and I think that can really be of a detriment to your card. Whereas if you can see the actual lines of the satin and you can see that it's got movement to it, I think it's so much prettier. So my suggestion when you're using something like a satin ribbon is always let it, in fact any ribbon, I never ever glue it to the front unless I'm attaching something and I can stick a glue dot like we did before behind it, because I love it to have the flow and just sort of be itself on the card. And then we will glue this down with Tombow, my wet glue, to the card base. Alrighty. So we'll just add a bit there, make sure this is at the front. There we go. Make sure it's around the right way. Okay, so now we've got a white card base with a cherry cobbler layer and the paper on top and that beautiful vanilla ribbon going across each way. Across the middle of it. Well, not the middle, but across the whole width of it, but in the bottom third. Okay, now I can show you how to do the stamping because it's a two-step stamping. Do I want the bells on it? Oh, maybe I could put the bells on it. Okay, maybe we do bells. We could do the little bells. The little bells would fit there nicely. Let's do the little bells. Okay, so for the bells we need Daffodil Delight. Where's that? Or crushed curry. Oh, we could use crushed curry actually. I think that might go better. Well, crushed curry has got a very odd patchiness, but don't worry about it. It works great. It just needs re-inking really. So I've got some white, and I'm going to. Do I have a spare block anywhere? Oh, I do. Excellent. Not two, just one. But we'll make this work. Okay. So I'm inking up my solid bell on this side. Okay. So I'll just ink that up and stamp that down. And then I need two of them, so I'm going to ink up again. Down. It's got a little bit of yellow on that. Don't need that. There we go. Like so. And then I'm going to use my pecan pie. Now you could use gold embossing, that's also possible. I need to take this one off. There we go. Move this to the middle. Right, but I'm using pecan pie to just highlight or to just add a little texture to these bells. So it's just I don't know what it is. It's not really where it's sort of the lip and the rims of it. Like that. There we go. So those are my 2 bells. Now I can cut those out. I can find the dies. Oh, I showed them to you, didn't I? So I know they're here. Here we go. All right. Everybody, what do you think of all these? You think nice set? I think it's a nice set. Okay. Grab my little bell. Here we go. So it's got to go around the lines. Make sure it's got a little bit of the line at the top there and there. There we go. And then I can get my little die cutting machine. Oops. I've just dropped one of the plates on the floor, but never mind. Thankfully, it's a carpet, so it doesn't get ruined. Now I'm going to run this through my little mini cut and emboss. And this is the only die cutting I'm doing, and that's because I changed my design at the last moment and decided I was going to do some bells. Because, you know, otherwise I'd have had it already, but I did want to show you how they work. So basically all of the stamps are this 2-step stamping, as they call it, whereby you have two layers to each stamp. So this one, obviously I've done the first layer in the crushed curry and then the second layer in the pecan pie, and then in the greens you could do them in old olive, golden green, or even just 2 old olives or 2 garden greens, because every time you stamp on top of each other, even in the same colour, it adds another tone on top of that colour, so you will get some highlight or low light going on. Or as I say, you can do it with what do you call it? The embossing powder, gold embossing powder even. Okay, but I wouldn't recommend trying to stamp on top of gold. So do the gold on as the added decoration, not as the base colour. Okay, so now here we've got yellow fingers and 2 lovely little bells like that. Cute. All right, so we're going to have those, and then what I've done is I've die cut out a whole bunch of stuff, including this one, which is from another one of the papers. So it's with you see that it's got the gold paper on it, but it's with that solid eucalyptus die shape. Isn't it beautiful? So I'm going to have that coming up here. So I'm just placing that centrally, so it's sort of coming out from the ribbon, but it's so big it takes up the whole top third of the card. It's beautiful. And then I've pre-stamped as well. Let's see, do we want to do some pre-stamped mistletoe? Just one of those, I think. And then I have somewhere in here, there we go, some of the vellum as well. Do I want to put the vellum underneath? Probably. So this is old olive on old olive, that first bit there. So we've got the mistletoe in the old olive, old olive. I might want to come on top actually, top of the ribbon. We've got the vellum underneath everything, because I think it looks better flat against the card. I'm not sure it looks quite so good going on top of the... No, I think it looks better underneath. So we've got the vellum and pine needles going underneath, flat to the card. Then we will have the eucalyptus in gold coming in at the top. Then we'll have the mistletoe going on top of that in a layered effect. Okay, so we've got all of these beautiful different die cuts going on. Then I've attached I've die cut one of the labels out in the gingham like this. This can go across the front here of the ribbon. I'm going to ignore the holes on it. I'm going to put actually maybe I'll do it this way round. And then we could put the bells on the holes. What does that look like? No, that looks weird. But I was right the first time. So go that way around and that way around. They're going to go across there. And then we can decide whether we want to put a label on or if we want to just leave it as such, as that. If we do, it will be one of the longer strippy labels, I feel. I don't know if I've got one die cut right this second. No. But we do have, we've got a lozenge. Here we go. A lozenge. Oh, look, and I've also got one of these cut as well. I might do that as well, I don't know. Okay, so now maybe we'll use that on the next card. Alright, so I have a lozenge shape, which we could do as a tag on top of the bells, like so. Because I don't have any ribbon for that. I think the bells are too small to have the ribbon like tie a bow on top of them. So I don't like that. But what I do have is some twine, which comes separately. But twine is always a good added finisher for anything that's small like that. And you just need to add a little bow to it. So we could add just a little twine bow on there. I think that would look great. So just tie this. Notice I haven't glued anything down at this point because I always love to design first, glue later. That way if you change your mind, it's not a disaster. Yes. What do we think? Not sure I want that. I kind of like that with those. Just as it is. Yeah. Okay, so I've taken out the white label. We don't need that. And I'm going to just glue it as it is. I think we do need something for these to offset against rather than just be... It doesn't look finished if we just do them like that, I don't feel. Although maybe it would if with the bow. Actually, maybe it'll be okay just with the bow. Actually, that looks all right. Let's go with that. Okay, so I've changed my mind again, which is a woman's prerogative, right? So, I'm going to stick with that. So now I've designed it in my head. This is what I want it to look like. Now we're actually going to start gluing it down. So the first thing you need to do is work from the back. So we're going to take the ferns. No, not the... I keep calling them ferns. They're pine cones. Take the pine cones and use tape just at the bottom of that to stick that underneath my ribbon and just poking out towards the right hand side like that, so that the top of the pine needles just go right to the very edge of the card. So next we're going to attach the eucalyptus. Okay. Now for this one, I actually want to use some little tiny mini glue dots. Not glue dots, mini dimensionals. Lynn says, your cards are amazing, love how you explain. Oh, good. I'm glad you do. That's very handy. If you like how I teach, then that's always helpful. It means I'm doing the right thing. Now, we're going to have to decide that we're okay with a few soggy middles here because you're not going to get everywhere on this. You can get quite a lot, but you're not going to get everywhere on this. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll probably just do these ones. Leave these ones clear. And I'm not even going to bother sticking those ones down because we're going to add something over the top of it. And no one's going to be digging around and rummaging around under there. So it's not like they're supporting anything or they're going to come off or whatever. So we'll just use the dimensionals that we've got to add this to the card. And that allows us to tuck this under without any worry that we're going to get, you know, glue stuck everywhere. And we'll pop that up there. That just lifts those slightly off the card base, so with a little bit of movement there. Now, these ones, see, this is now nice and flat. This is going to go on top of these ones. So this one can be lifted again because there's no There's nothing underneath it. It won't be a double lift. But I do need to find my other dimensionals because these are big. Which, of course, I've now put down and can't find again. Well, what are we looking for these? Of course, I put them under my inks because that's the place where everybody puts their dimensionals, isn't it? So, all right, and I'm not going to go I'm not going to go mad with these either. I might just put a little one here. Just can't bear that one to be too flappy on its own. All right, so now we've got our pine needles, then our eucalyptus in the centre. This is coming over the front of the ribbon. I'm going to go just there, and that sort of holds that down as well, the rest of the eucalyptus. And then we have our 2 bells, which we are dimensionaling up. That's even a word. Now I'm only putting dimensions on the back of the bases of those, and then I'm seeing which one of those. This one's going to be at the bottom, so I can put another one on there. So the the left hand one has 2 dimensionals on it, down there, and then the right hand one has 1 dimensional because the other bit is going to cross over onto the other bell. So we'll just add a dot of glue to make sure that sticks. Oops, nearly. And if you need to move your card around to get it in the right place, move your card around to get it in the right place. That's what we need. Oops. There we go. There's our bells. Okay. We'll add our tiny bow with another glue dot right in the centre of the hole of those bells, because they've got these little pieces there. And if you think that's not sticking down enough, I think that needs to stick, we'll stick another glue dot underneath, because you know glue dots are your friend when you're trying to stick things down, especially onto ribbon, etc. There we go, that'll help hold all that lot together. And then we can finish off with some gems. This time I think I'm going to go with the white ones on the mistletoe. I'll just pop a few on there. Stick one here. Another one down there. So we're just adding a few. Might have to go a bit whole hog here. Yeah, that'll be all right. And then might add a couple of the red ones just behind. I need to get some more of these in the fronds, and just a little bit scattered inside the eucalyptus. There we go. Just needs to have a lot of zhuzh with it. Okay, so it doesn't actually have any Happy Christmas or anything on it. You could put one underneath here if you wanted to. I think that's pretty, with all those beautiful elements. And when you've got it in real life, it's real touchy-feely because of the ribbon and the twine and the multiple layers. So that's that one. Okay, let's just clean up a bit. So Donna, the bells are right in the middle, and Claire and anyone else who's listening who can't see very well. So the bells are right in the middle of the ribbon, and underneath all of the fronds and everything, the leaves, and then the little bows right in the centre of the bell hooks on the top. So that looks good. So there we go. So now we've got our 2 cards so far. Oops. One with some vellum and some frondy bits, leaves, and one with a big label on it. What should we do next? Let's do one more. I've got one more here. This card base is a garden green card base. Oh, I've got 10 minutes before the hour is up. I reckon I can do another one in 10 minutes. What do you think? See how easy it is to design with these? They just you know, just roll off the creation table, a design table, you know, because they're all just so lovely elements to work with. Right, let's see, what have we got? The pine needles look very realistic on the vellum. They do, they really do. And look, here's one, here's another one. Here's the eucalyptus on the vellum. It's just gorgeous. So beautiful. And then what have I got in here? So many bits. That's the eucalyptus stamped with a different colour. And then I've got a vellum label. Always nice to have a bit of a vellum label. I've also got the, this is the, what's this? The mistletoe cut out of that white vellum. That also looks beautiful. And so I think with this one, we're going to do less patterned paper, more pretty layering, I think. I think so. Let's see. What do we have here? So one of the patterned papers I showed you, this one, these don't die cut out, but you can cut them by hand. So I have cut out the bells. This one's got a little bow already attached to it, which is quite nice. So there's a large and a small bell together, and this is all foiled, and this is straight from the paper. So I cut it by hand. You don't have a die, you do have to cut it by hand, which is a bit of a thing, but it works. So what I'm thinking is we will go maybe with some like that. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with some, and then like this. I've got this paper here with the mistletoe on it all over, which is nice, but it's a little bit in your face. On the other side is stars, which are also nice. And then I've got this piece of pecan pie. I'm going to cut down to a layer size. So, like so. So cut this down to like the first layer size. This one we're going to do without ribbon for a change, I think. I don't know. Although it would look nice with a bit of ribbon down the side there, to be honest. There we go. Oh, that looks nice. Now, you could emboss this piece if you wanted to, with anything. It doesn't come with an embossing folder, so you could just pick one if you wanted to, but for speed, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to do some stamping instead. So, we'll chop a bit of ribbon. So, I've got a garden green base, okay, and then a pecan pie top layer, and I'm going to get those pine needles again. I'm going to just double check. I think this is the smallest one. Where's that one gone? I thought I've lost a... Ah, there it is. Okay, so this is the thick pine needles, and this is the thin pine needles. I just wanted to make sure I had got the right one. I do want the thin ones. I don't want the thick ones for this. I'm going to clean them off, and we'll do a little spot of stamping colour on colour and create our own background. So, with a piece of grid paper underneath just to protect your desk, and with pecan pie ink, we're going to stamp this all over with these inner pine needles, just as a random pattern. Because even though it comes with paper, it's always good if you want to, that you can make your own. This one going across here. And random with pine and any foliage is always easy enough to do. It sort of lends itself to it quite nicely, and you can fill in any little gaps very easily along the edges. Oops. Almost in one fell swoop. There we go. Nice. So I've stamped randomly all over that piece of pecan pie with pecan pie ink with those pine needles. So now when that goes on the garden green and then we put the ribbon on top, yeah, that looks lovely. That looks lovely. Okay, so even though I say so myself, sometimes you just got to go with the, you know, whatever your creative juices tell you, go for it. So I hope I've shown you that this set is very versatile, can do a lot of beautiful things with it. And if you live in the UK, you can come along to my Christmas in July party. Well, class, it's not party. It's actually going to be all pre-recorded, so there's no live event for it because my July is crazy busy. If you get my emails, you'll find out all about that tomorrow, but it is nuts. It's a very busy month for me, July. So I have not been able to fit in a session where we can, you know, Zoom or go live or anything like that. However, I have made some gorgeous projects. And you know what? I might even throw in the tutorials for these ones as well, just as added extras. But I have done, I said you're going to get 8 projects. I've done way more than 8 things. We've got cards, we've got tags, we've got fun folds. So yeah, we've got quite a few things going on coming up in that class. So if you're interested, just go to book a class, go and see queenpipcards.com and you can book into a class there. I don't know if I've even got a little, I got a little tag that says book a class. Don't think I have. So it's, ignore the word retreats because it's not retreats, it's queenpipcards.com and then book a class, or just go to queenpipcards.com and you'll find out the information. I'll put it in the description of the YouTube video. Let me do that. Should have done that beforehand. But yes, so you can come book and do that. There's lots of options. You can just go with the materials pack and class, which is £45, and you'll get half a pack of paper, half a pack of vellum, 3 meters of ribbon, and your own embellishments, plus all your cardstock, plus of course the class, so the tutorials, the videos, etc. Or you can add any bundle to that and get the bundle price, or you can go all in and get the whole collection, and basically I send you the card kit for free because you're going to get a whole pack of papers, whole pack of vellum, 2 bundles, a whole pack of ribbon and embellishments to yourself, and then I will send you the class for free as a thank you. So those are your options basically. And yeah, as I say, it's available to book now. It closes, when does it close? Next weekend? Not this weekend coming, but the weekend after. I think the 12th. Yes, because then I've got to buy it all. And obviously it's all subject to availability because, you know, these things go online tomorrow. Hopefully they won't sell out immediately, but you never know. But either way, you'll get them. They'll arrive. They'll come at some point, and you will get all of that stuff ready to go and make some beautiful Christmas cards. Okay, so now I'm just using vellum and then attaching the bells to that. So I've got the die cut mistletoe that's been die cut out using the white vellum distressed look, and then I've got a mistletoe cut out from the vellum and a eucalyptus cut out from the vellum. So it's all very sort of soft looking, and they're going to be attached alongside the ribbon, on top of the ribbon and the card. Now to do this, because lots of this is going to be on show, it needs to be quite delicately done. So we're going to use my good old friends, the glue dots. This stem down here on these mistletoe is going to be hidden, so we'll stick that on there, stick a glue dot on there, and then I'm going to find one that is quite bulky in the middle. You can always hide it afterwards with a glue dot if you need to. Not with a glue dot, with an embellishment if you need to. I don't want them to be very stuck down. Is that a word? I don't want them to be all stuck down because I like the movement of them. So we'll tuck this just here. So it's coming out from that ribbon towards the centre of the card and towards the right hand side, sort of in the top quadrant of the card. Then these ones don't show the glue dots through as much, or actually these ones, to be honest, I could do with my seal because they don't show the seal through quite so badly, but we'll stick it down the bottom anyway just to be on the safe side. So there's the eucalyptus coming through, being attached to the ribbon. Now you can see this is going to flap again, so we'll do the old trick of adding some glue dots underneath the onto the ribbon here. Again, just tuck it under where there's going to be something on top so it's not obvious, and that holds that ribbon down nicely. Then we'll do some mistletoe, and again we can use the seal on this one. Pop it down the bottom here. And this is coming out onto the right hand side. Tuck it. Actually, I should have put this one on first because I wanted it underneath the eucalyptus. There we go. So coming out towards the right, hiding a little bit of that mistletoe vellum behind it. And then the bells I'm going to add with dimensionals. That will help to hold everything behind it in place. But I'm going to put the... should I do that, or should I put one of these? Let's have a look. We'll stick two little mini ones where the bow is because I'd like that to be secure. So now the bells are going to go on right over the join where all those leaves are, to make sure that comes. That looks good. Okay, so now the bells are on top, and you can then just add a little tag if you want to. So I'll just stick a little tag perhaps underneath there with some words on if you wanted to. You don't have to. I'm not sure what I would do on that little tag. They've got one that says lots of love, which is really nice, but it's a bit too, it's just too big for that tag unless we do it at an angle. Oh, we could do it at an angle, that would look nice. Let's do that, and I'm going to put that in cherry cobbler just to lift it slightly, add a little extra pop of colour. So we'll see what this looks like. So I'll add that at a jaunty angle because it doesn't have to be straight. There we go, love and joy. And I'm going to add that actually with a little bow. So again, a little bow of linen thread, just so that it doesn't look too empty. Because now I've stuck all those in dimensionals on. See, I should have thought about this beforehand. It's coming. It's not as easy to tuck it behind the bell as I had hoped, but that's okay. We can just hide that, pop that on there. That's going to go in there. That's going to look great. So this will come in under here. And then by the time that's on with a little bow under there, that's going to look perfect because it actually now reads the right way, just as it is. And I think I'm going to glue this flat because I want the bells to really be the sort of star of the show rather than this. And this also will help to just tidy a few things up and hide the things behind. So that's now a little tag that says Love and Joy in cherry cobbler ink on a white tag that's sitting just to the right hand side of the bells, and we're adding a tiny little linen bow thread to the hole where that is, and then we can finish the whole thing off with some more gems. I feel we need some gems. So let's see, what should we do? I like these three. 1, 2, 3. 3 on the eucalyptus, even though eucalyptus doesn't have any berries. That's okay. We'll have 3 on the mistletoe because that does have berries. That looks nice. And I think that'll do, actually. I don't think it needs more than that. Just a little touch. Just to add a little bit of bling. There we go. Look at that. 3 Christmas cards in an hour. We done that in an hour? Yes, including me waffling on. So that's not bad. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. What do you think of the products? Do you think they're nice? Do you think that you could make Christmas cards with these things? Let me know in the comments if you like them. If you want to buy them, the links should be in the comments as well. So here we go. Here's 3 cards that we've made today. Let's bring this down here. And then we've got this one. Hopefully I've described them well enough. Donna's okay. Oops. Oh, I can't fit them in because they're all different. Let's bring this one over here and this one down here. Does that work? That's better. There we go. Sometimes it's just jigging them around until they'll fit into the screen so you can see them all. Oh dear. There we go. Elaine says it's a gorgeous collection. Thank you, Elaine, and that you love the cards. That's really nice. I'm glad. Love the product. Gorgeous cards, says Deborah. Thank you. Stunning, says Lynn. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Meredith says she loves the whole collection. So it's coming out tomorrow for anyone who's interested. And as I say, you can book in and get all the products and all of the other cards that I'm making and other projects that I'm making. So this is one of the ones that you'll get a tutorial for. And then I'll have a whole bunch of other stuff. So you can see I've been busy working away. Here's all the designs of things that I've done. So they're already done. Plus I will I'll just add the measurements for these because that's not difficult. I can add those in as well. So if you'd like to book, do that. Thank you for the hearts. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you are new and you like my form of teaching, then please make sure that you join my emails, because when you join my emails I'll let you know about things that are coming up, like the Christmas card, Christmas in July class, etc. And it doesn't matter if you're from another country and you're not in the UK. Even though you can't get the products from me, you can always learn other things from me and, you know, come along and get all my hints and tips and tricks. It's very rare that I do a class that's only for the UK. It's just because I need to ship the products with this one, and obviously I can only do that realistically into the UK. But if you would be interested in anything else, then please do remember to sign up to my email, and you'll get all the news and the natter. And but they are focused on new card makers, really. Okay, so that's that, and then all that's left to remain for me to talk to you about is next week. So next week, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I may have no voice because this weekend is my online weekend. So I'll be going live 5 times over the weekend to my online creative paper party. So if you've booked into that, well done you. But I will be back next week. I just may be a little hoarse. So we'll see how we go, and I'll be sharing a few things that we did over the weekend as well. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, share, like, subscribe, do all of the things that they say to do for YouTube channels. I always forget to ask you to do that, but it does make a difference. So please do that if you can, and tell everybody about it. And if you have enjoyed watching this, then go and hunt and find all my other classes, because I do a class every week on various different things, and you can find all of them on my YouTube channel. And then if you really like what I do, come and join us in the Card Making Know-How Academy, because that is the place where I hang out the most. And I will see all my members this month, a couple of times this month, and we've got fun new things going live on Thursday. So yay. Anyway, have a lovely time, have a great week, and I will see you again next week. Take care for now. Bye bye.